From Disney's 2010 film, WALL-E, it's hypothesized that if we were to die on every planet in the solar system, this is what our bodies would look like, and with 6 planets, each of which has their own unique characteristics, some more extreme than others. This could be what our rotting corpse would look like. So let us take a journey throughout our solar system and find out just how we would die on other planets. Starting off with the one that is closest to us, Mercury. Being the smallest planet in the solar system, its diameter is only slightly larger than our moon. This planet has no atmosphere to speak of, so any air in your lungs would quickly be replaced by cold, hard vacuum. It also orbits the Sun so closely that it experiences temperatures as high as 430 degrees Celsius, hot enough to cook a nice piece of steak in under 2 minutes. Of course, before that, you'd be met with temperatures so low at night that your body would freeze solid in a matter of hours. This would cause your skin to become as hard as stone. And when exposed to the intense heat during the day, it would cause your entire body to crack. Mercury's gravity is only about 38% of Earth's gravity, so any remaining body parts would go flying into space, leaving our solar system for good. So, in short, you'd first freeze, and then thaw, and eventually get cooked alive. Next up, we have the planet Venus. This planet is Earth's twin in size, but it's hell on Earth. The pressure on Venus is 92 times that of Earth, meaning if you were on the surface, you'd be crushed to death. But even if somehow you managed to survive that, you wouldn't last long, since the atmospheric pressure would cause all the water in your body to boil. You can imagine being boiled alive on a planet that has an average temperature of 375 degrees Celsius. Imagine the smell. Now, the only thing that would probably remain of your body would be your bones. However, even those would begin to melt due to the intense heat. After some time, they'd turn into a sludge and eventually evaporate into the thick atmosphere of Venus. So on Venus, you'd first be crushed and then boiled alive until your body was no more. Now, next, we have Earth. We all know how we die on our home planet. There are thousands of ways we could meet our demise, but it would most likely be our own doing, whether it be from war, famine, or natural disasters. When our bodies die, they go through a process called decomposition, where bacteria break down the organs, causing the body to bloat and then burst. Eventually, the body becomes a skeleton, which over time, erosion will wear away the bone, and this dust will eventually be blown away by the wind, leaving nothing behind. So on Earth, we'd rot and decompose until we became dust in the wind. Moving on, we have the red planet, Mars. Much like Earth, Mars does have an atmosphere, but it's very thin, so it can't protect us from harmful radiation coming from the sun. If you were to walk outside without any protection on Mars, you'd be met with lethal levels of radiation that would burn your entire body in a matter of seconds. Your body would begin to feel as though it were on fire, and you would literally burn to death. To make matters worse, there's no oxygen on Mars, so you wouldn't be able to breathe. So the best way to die on Mars would be in a sealed spacesuit, where you'd slowly freeze to death, as the planet's average temperature is around -63 degrees Celsius. You may have seen the movie The Martian, where Matt Damon's character is stranded on Mars, and he manages to survive. But in reality, his body would freeze solid, and when it did, Mars's low gravity would cause his body to become bloated and eventually burst, leaving Matt Damon's remains frozen in the cold wasteland of Mars. So on Mars, you'd either burn to death or freeze and then explode. Now, moving further out into our solar system, we have Jupiter. It doesn't have a solid surface, but instead is a gas giant. So if you were to step foot on it, you'd be met with crushing pressure and unimaginable storms. Since Jupiter's atmosphere is mostly made up of hydrogen and helium, These elements would react with the oxygen in your lungs, causing your organs to burn from the inside out. Your entire body would be met with temperatures as high as 1500 degrees Celsius, hot enough to liquefy rock. And after some time, your body would completely dissolve into Jupiter's thick atmosphere. So if you died on Jupiter, your body would be melted and then dissolved until it was no more. Now, moving on, we have Saturn. Just like Jupiter, it's also a gas giant, but it does have rings. If you were to die on Saturn, you may be lucky enough to become part of one of them. But instead, you'd probably be shredded to pieces by its powerful winds, which reach speeds of up to 1800 kilometers per hour. These winds would cause your body to be torn apart and scattered across the planet. After some time, your remains would end up in Saturn's rings, where they would stay for millions of years. But if you weren't fortunate enough to fall into the planet, you'd be met with temperatures of up to 1000 degrees Celsius, hot enough to burn your entire body in a matter of seconds. Your organs would sizzle and pop as they were cooked alive, and your muscles and bones would turn to ash. So on Saturn, you'd either be torn to shreds and frozen or burned to ashes. Finally, we have Neptune. This planet is known for its incredibly cold temperatures, reaching as low as -224 degrees Celsius. If you were to die on Neptune, your body would freeze almost instantly, causing your blood to turn to ice. Your organs would slow down and eventually stop working, and after some time, your entire body would become a giant ice cube. But there's also another side to Neptune, as it has the strongest winds in the solar system, reaching speeds of up to 2100 kilometers per hour. These winds would cause your body to be blown across the planet, eventually crashing into something and shattering into a million pieces. So, on Neptune, you'd be frozen and then shattered into pieces. Well, there you have it. Those are the ways that we would die on every planet in the solar system. From burning to death on Mars to being crushed on Venus, there are many ways that we could meet our demise. But one thing's for sure, none of us would end up looking human. So, which planet do you think would be the worst to die on? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.